Hello again. I'm here with a book haul. This time I'm going to split my book hauls because I bought way too many books for one book haul. So I'm going to split it into 3 different book hauls. And the first book haul I'm going to talk about is like horror and thrillers. The horror book haul is the biggest book haul, of course. This is the horror book haul. So let me just get into the book haul. First 2 books of the horror book haul that I'm going to talk about here is Disco Deathtrap. When the skating stops, the scream begins. It's New Year's Eve 1980 and the students at the Angelo High School are lacing up their skates for the all-night New Year's lock-in at the Rollerville Roller Disco. Some of them just want to skate and dance the night away to the pounding disco music. Some want to pull a few pranks and have a few laughs. For others like Dan Parsons, tonight is a chance to move on and forget about his ex-girlfriend. Maybe even flirt with Denise, that cute girl behind the snack counter. It seems like nothing can go wrong, but there's a massive blizzard raging outside. Thick snow and ice are piling up against the doors. There are those rumors that Rollerville was built over part of the old graveyard next door, and someone out there is watching. Also, a strange homeless man in the parking lot says tonight will be the start of the so-called Year of Blood. A night of skating and New Year's fun is about to turn into a night of violence and bloody mayhem in Disco Deathtrap. Slasher fans rejoice. Old school horror is back. I definitely was interested in this author. I really wanted to check him out. So besides picking up Disco Deathtrap, I also picked up Kill River. They thought they had the whole water park to themselves. They were wrong. In the summer of 1983, 13-year-old Cindy and her 3 newfound friends, Stacy, Zach, and Brad, decide to sneak away from their summer camp in the middle of the night by rafting down a nearby river. After spending a tense night lost in the woods, the 4 teenagers stumble into a mysterious water park that appeared to be completely empty. At first, they are thrilled to have the ride all to themselves, at least until one of them disappears. Soon they discover that they are trapped in the park and a dark figure is stalking them from the shadows, picking them off one by one. Once night falls, Cindy will have to fight to escape the park, a masked maniac and a living nightmare. Kill River is a wild water park ride filled with blood, gore, and 80s nostalgia. Slasher fans rejoice. Old school horror is back. Cameron Robicheaux, I guess is how you say his name. He published both of these books, self-published. You can buy them on Amazon. Actually, I believe he ships them himself from Amazon. He has one other book, a Kill River 2, but I want to check these 2 out first. I've heard a lot of good things on BookTube. I've heard a lot of good things on BookTube about these, so I'm looking forward to them. So that is Kill River and Disco Deathtrap. I also went to my local thrift store and found a couple of dollar books. First, the ones you've probably heard of, Stephen King's The Stand. Now, this is the uncut version. I did read The Stand. I really love it. It's one of my favorite Stephen King books, but I never read the complete and uncut version. And since it was only $1 at the thrift store, I said, let me pick it up. And the other one is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Another Stephen King book. I don't even know what this is about. It's a pretty short book for a Stephen King book, but I look forward to reading it and finding out what this is about. The 80s nostalgia comes back again. I could add these books easily to that other collection I have over here. So the first one is The Tomb. Evil is emerging from eons of darkness, hungry for human flesh, released to hunt by a demonic power beyond reason, beyond even memory. Sent to America to fulfill a curse that will seal the fate of a family, a man and a woman he loves, and an unsuspecting city. A curse as inescapable as the tomb. This is 1984. Next one I got from the thrift store is The Red Church. The church was constructed in the 1860s under the guidance of Reverend Wendell McFall. His sermon declared the existence of God's second son, whose mission is to undo all of Jesus' work on earth. McFall has the church painted red to summon the first son to defeat the second. But when he sacrifices a child to support his rantings, his congregation hung him from the rafters of his own sanctuary. For 20 years, the Red Church has stood empty, crumbling to ruin. It has become a site for Halloween pranks and a setting for a ghost story, including one about the thing that lives in the Hell Tower, a creature being blamed for a brutal murder that occurred in the church's graveyard. Now, Archer McFall has purchased the church to house his Temple of the Two Sons, whose zealous worshippers will stop at nothing to see the second son return to his rightful glory. And the next one here is Richard Lehman's Bite. It's almost midnight. Cat's on the bed, face down and naked. She's Sam's former girlfriend, the only woman he's ever loved. Sam's in the closet with a hammer in one hand and a wooden stake in the other. Together they wait as the clock ticks down because the vampire is coming. When Kat's first appearance at Sam's door, he couldn't believe his eyes. He hadn't seen her in 10 years, but he'd never forget her, not for a second. Before this night is through, Sam will enter a nightmare of blood and fear that he'll never be able to forget, no matter how hard he tries. And those were the thrift store buys. I have 2 classic buys. Some old classic horror. I got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the 1818 text. I didn't know they actually had 2 versions of Frankenstein. I don't think I read either this version or the other one, but I'm definitely interested in reading this original 1818 version and then maybe checking out the, I guess the 1831, I think. The other version, it's in the 1830s, the second Frankenstein version. But I've never read Frankenstein. A book I have read is Dracula. This is a fancy Barnes & Noble edition. This is Dracula and a bunch of other stories by Bram Stoker. It has nice silvered edges. And I actually got this used, so I actually got it even cheaper than the Barnes & Noble price. I got a pretty good deal on it. I decided to add it to my collection. Even the pages here are really nice. That is Dracula and Other Stories by Bram Stoker. There is Dracula in here. There's The Jewel of the 7 Stars. There's The Lair of the White Worm and a bunch of Dracula's guests and other stories. I'll be interested in reading this. I think I did read Dracula though. And all of these are also used book buys. I got Meg Primal Waters, the next for the Meg series that I'm looking forward to reading. I still haven't even read Trench yet, but I found this really cheap and I picked it up. I got The Ruins by Scott Smith. I heard a bunch about this book. I'm not really sure much about what it's about, and I'm just going to go blind into it. Again, it was cheap at a used bookstore and I decided to pick it up. And I was happy I got these next two books. Do McKee, which is another Stephen King book I got. I haven't read a lot of the newer Stephen Kings and I got this for a really good deal. I got this for like $7 for such a big bulky hardcover. I think I got a good deal on it. And since I just read My Best Friend's Exorcism, I also picked up Horror Store I found in another used bookstore for $5, which I thought was another good deal. So now I have 2 Grady Hendrix books. And I'm looking forward to reading that as well. And that is my horror book haul. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.